welcome to another episode of that deep shit where people in Benzes run over people in golf carts, and that's what we see. He's smashing up out of there. Oh man, sorry about that, buddy. All right, let me get up out of here. So I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. How do I get out of here? Alright, this is the way for me to get out of here. Alright, so. Okay.
Take the next left toward Allenwood Drive, then turn left onto Allenwood Drive.
Yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about. What we going to talk about? We're going to talk about September 23rd. Conspiracy theories, fear, and pious.
Yeah. In a quarter mile, use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto Contra
So
Costa
let's go ahead and
Boulevard.
jump into September 23rd. I need to find me a toothbrush, y'all. I go to the dentist. I wonder if I went into the dentist office where they just give me a toothbrush. Y'all want to see? Let's see. Let's see if I go inside of a dentist office will they just give me a toothbrush. Like, you're a dentist office. Aren't you trying to promote healthy teeth and gums? I just
600 feet, turn right onto Misolo Drive.
and I need a toothbrush. Let's see if that happens. This is gonna be funny. Ling Foot Spa. And just for the record, I am where it's a little bit more paler than me, meaning this area tends to be inhabited. Nope, don't do it.
Then turn right onto Longbrook Way.
Tends to be inhabited by people of the Caucasian persuasion. So, let's see if my dear brethren, long distant relative will have any type of consideration for my teeth and gums. Walking up in there with a tank top on. They be like, nah, dude, get up out of here. Let's go see. Where's something fine? So anyways, conspiracy theory. Well, September 23rd, same thing. People are basing this planetary alignment off of a lot of biblical scripture and prophecy. And what came first, the chicken or the egg? The planets or the Bible? So, it's one thing I gotta take in consideration. Looking for the general office. Ansel Adams, look. Here's one of my favorite photographers, Ansel Adams. He's known for doing black and white photos. Look at that, beautiful. He shoots black and white photos so well that they look like they're in color if you keep staring at them. It's pretty interesting. I don't see the dentist office. It said it was a dentist office, or I said a massage place. That's important to know. It's important stuff. Maybe this is where the dentist office was and it ain't here no more. Looks like it. Yep. Done. Well, guess I'm gonna have to find another solution. So anyways, sorry about that. So, September 23rd and the planetary alignments. Okay, so people are freaking out. They're talking about Nibiru's coming back. They're talking about all the cataclysmic catastrophes that are happening around the world. Earthquakes, hurricanes, violence, forest fires, things of that nature. Yes, all these things are happening. Very, very true. Is it prophecy? Who knows? Is it man-made events trying to seem like it's prophecy? We won't know unless we're the powers that be that are creating these things or have the potential to. But I will say this. Pious is real. And what is pious? Pious is, if you look it up in the dictionary, pious is, the way that you worship. Right? The way that you worship. Going to church, breaking bread, communion, drinking wine. Pious. But if you look deeper into the origin and where pious comes from, it's a food for the gods. That's what it's called. It's a food for the gods. Whether you want to call it mana, prana, or what have you, don't do it. See, today's the day of accidents. It's like the third one since I've been making this video that's almost happened. Let's see, what's today? Friday, September 22nd, 9/22/2017, 9/22, 9/31.
Turn right onto Longbrook Way, then turn left onto Ellenwood Drive.
39, 9 and 3, 12, 3, knowledge, visual understanding with the Venus. I'm sorry, I'm just doing the numbers
Turn
today.
left onto Ellenwood
Understanding on the Venus day. There's a lot of love going around. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So pious. Pious is thanks. Pious is the thing that gods feed off of. You know what I mean?
Feet. Use the middle lane to turn right onto Contra Costa Boulevard.
So Jay-Z said it best. Pious, the gods love
Use the middle lane
pious.
to turn right onto Contra Costa Boulevard.
So the gods feed off of this, no matter what kind of God you're subscribing to, whether it's Jesus, Allah, whoever. As long as it's an entity outside of yourself, you cannot be sure where this energy is going to or who exactly it is that's harvesting this energy. Especially if an entity is created by man and given to you by man, and you're praying to that entity like it's the supreme being. The man that created that entity will reap the energy that you give that entity. The man that created the entity that he gave you will reap the energy you give that entity because the man created it. It's called a thought form or a God form. A thought form can turn into a God form. Like, the whole story of Jesus was a thought form that has turned into a God form that people buy into or subscribe to and pay attention and tithes, which doesn't necessarily mean money, but it's pious. Tithes is a form of pious. But not just money, it's energy, it's attention. So, with this September 23rd fiasco that's people are raving about, it's just a pious harvesting ceremony. Now,
in 1,000 feet, turn right onto Dore Drive.
Is it man that is creating this pious? Creating
Take the
this
next right onto
entity
Dore
to
Drive,
harvest?
then turn right
Or
onto
is it
Shirley
other
Drive.
extraterrestrial beings that are creating this? Now, when I say extraterrestrial, do not think green men. Just think of entities that are way more advanced than you that may or
Take
may
the
not
next
be
right onto Shirley Drive.
physical, okay? That live in a higher dimension. You see
In
what
a
I'm
quarter
saying?
mile, turn right onto Harriet
So it
Drive.
doesn't necessarily mean green men, okay, in spaceships. Okay, when I say extraterrestrial, because extra just means more than, terra means this planet or this world, astral, different dimensions. So something that is more than this world in a different dimension, extraterrestrial, that's what it means. The sun is extraterrestrial. It's not it's outside of this world, and it's on a different dimension. The moon is extraterrestrial, okay? So it's possible that extraterrestrials have contacted men that are in charge of society, and in agreements that are made, behind
Take the next
the
right
curtain,
onto Harriet Drive, then turn left
say
onto
we
Contra
need to
Costa
eat.
Boulevard.
If you want us to continue to help you out, we need to feed. So
turn left onto Contra Costa Boulevard.
Man can create these, men in power can create these scenarios to where people are giving up their fear that these extraterrestrials are feeding
Continue
off
on
of.
Contra Costa Boulevard for 3/4 of a mile.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it makes a lot of sense if these planetary alignments are opening. They're opening portals and gates. So, I'm just throwing that out there as an option. In fact, it's a very high probability because it happens all the time. Think about how many times this whole, the world's finna end, we're about to get smacked by an asteroid. So, you know, this is nothing but another form of pious. And if you really, really pay attention, there's a lot of fear being pumped out right around this time of September 23rd. You know what I'm saying? You have the whole Nibiru's coming back. You got that. You have, the fires. The earthquakes. The hurricanes. You got that. You know what I'm saying? You have the Kaneka Jenkins thing. Now think about this. You know what I'm saying? First of all, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? And then no disrespect, am I trying to use the young lady's name to gain views for my YouTube page like I see running rampant out there right now? It's crazy. Crazy. People were just putting their name in titles just to get views. But look at the Kaneka Jenkins thing. The Kaneka Jenkins thing is causing so much energy and so much attention. You got to think to yourself, like, why? Why is it being promoted so much, so heavy on the YouTube? Because remember, the internet can draw energies as well. So whenever you see mass collectiveness of consciousness being directed in a single direction, you always have to be skeptical about that. Always. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. You know? And then, you know, just spinning off that subject of Kaneka Jenkins into conspiracies, you know, I've heard everything from, you know, it's been organ harvesting and, you know, and all this crazy Illuminati talk about they hired some girls to lure her to a party. Yo, you guys sound fucking stupid as fuck. Even if it's true, how come you so worried about this one particular case, but about all the other hundreds of thousands of cases that people go missing and get murdered on some foul play shit, especially in the African, so-called African American community? You know what I'm saying? There's not this much outrage and detective Inspector Gadget work going on. None of that.
Turn right onto Old Quarry
Why
Road.
not? Why so much? Why so strong? You know what I'm saying? As I make a right, are you drunk? As I make a right on Old Quarry Road. So, yeah. So everything isn't dubious, heinous conspiracies at work.
Take the second right onto
And I'm going to
Old Quarry
explain
Road, then turn
the
left
whole
onto
conspiracy
Camelback Road.
phenomenon. And this encompasses the whole gambit. This encompasses the Kaneka Jenkins girl. This encompasses HARP theories. This encompasses flat earth. This encompasses everything. Look, yes, something is wrong. Something is definitely off. Not correct at all. Not at all. So by any means, whether the earth is flat, round, rectangle, triangle, whether Kaneka Jenkins was actually harvested for something, something ain't right. We get that. But what I think people are doing is they are noticing that something isn't right, and they know this. They know something isn't right, so they're just trying to make sense of it all, you know, in some type of weird way, and they're just going to the first thing that's trending to ease their mind of something isn't right. So, for example, why is there road construction going on right now? So, for example,
turn left onto
with flat
Chilton
earthers,
Parkway.
they know something isn't right, and I agree with them. Something isn't right. It's all bad. NASA is a lie. All this shit, but it's just not just the Earth's flat. Really think about
turn left
what you're proposing. Like, actually ponder. You know what I'm saying? Ponder on it. And just like with the organ harvesting thing, with the harp, people saying, oh, they use harp to create tornadoes so they could harvest people's organs, the people that died in it. Like, dude, yo.
Take the next left onto Camelback Road, then turn
It
right
don't gotta
onto
be
Camelback
that
Court.
serious, dog. It really don't have to be that serious. You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you thought about one thing for 5 minutes? Okay.
Take the next right onto Camelback Court, then your destination.
When's
will
the
be on the
last
left.
time you thought about one thing for a day? Okay, that's cool. If you have, congratulations. When's the last time you thought about one thing for a month? Now we're talking about something. When's the last time you thought about one thing for 6 months? See, I ponder
Is on the left.
on things. I don't just see something that happened and make a video, which a lot of people do. A lot of your favorite YouTubers see something happen, make a video. They haven't thought about it. That's why it took me all this time up until September 22nd to make a video about September 23rd, because I had to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Ponder on things. Give it some serious thought. So, like, even when I see this a lot, people give up one form of thinking and try to act like they're better than other people because they've given up an old way of thinking. But their new form of thinking is just a newer version of the old way. Like, sometimes people who come out of Christianity get into a little bit of knowledge, like Pan-Africanism or something, right? And all they're doing is swapping Pan-Africanism with Christianity, because they're going at Pan-Africanism just like a religion. You're leaving one religion to another religion. Same thing with flat earthers. They know something's wrong, but now they're flat earthers. And now, so now I don't believe the earth is round. So, that's it. So see, there's you go up in space, you don't see anything. See, the lens is a fisheye lens. See, dude, ponder on it. Think about it. Because now, just like how you didn't think about the earth being round, you're not really thinking about the earth being flat. You're just leaving one form of thinking to another form of thinking without actually experiencing your own personal thought. Your own personal thought. A lot of people who talk that shit don't have personal thoughts. They hear something that sounds good, and it gotta make sense because NASA's a lie, and flat earth, and round earth just doesn't make any sense. So it has to be flat. What if it ain't? What if it looks like a chewed up piece of gum? It's possible. What if it looks like some Play-Doh? It's possible. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is sometimes we get ahead of ourselves and don't put forth the proper thought into things. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a long ass, dumbass video. Nah, but I'm glad y'all stuck through my little adventures. I still didn't get no toothbrush. I just ate. And I don't have my toothbrush with me. Listen, oral hygiene is important. Brush after every meal. I'm slipping right now. So with that being said, keep them third eyes open. Keep your toothbrushes with you. You know what I'm saying? And connect them dots, man. And ponder. Give something some thought.